Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 council meeting at 6:30. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Committee reports. Councillor Foot.
None for me today.
Councillor Jelpin.
None for me today.
Councillor Scott.
None for me. I have that meeting coming the 20th.
Councillor Kirk.
I have two. I have Museum board for March the 5th. That was that one. So we chose the new chair. Jane Altman is the new chair for the museum board. We'll be opening July the 2nd and closing August 31st. The same students are coming back as last year, so a little bit of continuity there. The foundation grant has been submitted. The exhibit for the library will go from May to June, and it will be, I believe, the small items and games exhibit. And we approved the events day, the tea and talk. The theme will be maple syrup. That would be Sunday, July 13th, Heritage Day, August 17th. The theme will be building the homestead, and we will have displays on of exhibits of building tools of the day, and highlighting the first 4 families at the church. The update on our materials we have in the museum. Everything is logged from 1976 to 1984. All of our artifacts. And I guess that's it. Yeah. That's it for that. And with the library, we did a 2-day, February 11th and March 11th, pay equity thing, because we weren't sure where we stood on that. It appears that we already have pay equity plan in place, and we have to just maintain it. So we're good there. We have all the records. So that will be. And then we had some clarifications on our last minutes. And then this is at the meeting, and WASA still hasn't committed to the budget. The hydro grants will be, the hydro grant, we're looking at ebooks in French. It's only a $300 grant, so, but it's still something, right? We had 76 people out for the skating, but 14 for the baking, and 17 for the tie-dyeing throughout the March break. The Syrup Festival, they're going to be doing, the library normally has something in front of the bank. I guess they're serving toffee, I think. Yes, they serve toffee. Well, they're going to do it at the library this time, but they will leave a sign down at the bank. The guy for the, we're getting some room rentals too. The room downstairs is getting rented, so we're getting some money for that. And the guy from Save On Energy, yeah, Save On Energy, they were doing the lights. Okay, so he's got some costs coming in, and he's dealing with a contractor, a local contractor now. So hopefully we'll get that fixed up and out of the way. And we did some updates on personnel policy, quite a few amendments to that. It had basically overhauled it. It probably won't be finished until 2 more meetings, I'm saying. And the salary policy, we amended it. And that's all I have. Oh, and next Monday, police work, so.
Thank you, Councillor Kirky. I have two. I have one from the Sturgeon Nipissing French River Water Committee. Tom Paul, Tom Piper, and I were involved in it. So the big word of the day was normal, which was good to hear. Everybody that talked, everything is normal. So just an update on the dams. The Woodstead Dam currently is 1 meter below minimum and will be operating like that till the end of the month. And then they'll start April 1st closing up the dams. Did I say that right, John Paul?
Yeah.
Wickstead or Wicksteed? Sorry.
Wickstead.
Martin River Dam currently 12 centimeters below minimum. Tilden Lake Dam currently 23 centimeters below, and they keep the levels at that because of flooding at Ellesmere Village. So just to hold everything back on it. The snow data at Martin River Station is only 24.5 centimeters this year. And this will all be changed because this is March the 7th and so much has happened in the last weekend that I think in 2 weeks we get another update to make sure, but I think things will be in better shape again. Red Cedar, which involves Lake Nipissing, eventually is normal. The water content is at 144 millimeters, which is 90% normal. South River is about the same, everything normal again, as well as Temagami. The town of Temagami is normal again. And they don't have near the snow that you would think. It was at 69 centimeters this year. So anyhow, Tomaco, they're starting the logs the day of our meeting, and it was half a meter below normal. So I would think that's about it. There's a new phone number if you want to get a hold of the Public Works Canada. And it's 1-866-763-2300. So if anybody's asking me information, but John Paul will have everything at the office as well. And everything so far is normal. So. And today we had our Pines meeting. We signed this service agreement along with DSAB signing their portion of it. So we get $20,000 a year. We are allowed to put $5,000 in reserve, no more. Where before we could, but it was at a greater amount than that. We can revisit this agreement in 5 years, but it's a 10-year deal. But in 5 years, we can revisit if we think we're going to be underfunded. Any money left at the end of the year has to go back. So, which we didn't have to before. The patio project, the documents are out for tender and we will have them at our April 15th meeting. We reviewed the March financial transactions and statements and everything's good. So we'll know more at our next meeting.
Everybody got a copy of Dan's staff report. So Public Works, just to let everybody know, our truck is back from the garage and insurance covered all of the damage.
I need a mover and a seconder. So, that the minutes of the last regular council meeting held March 4th, 2025 be adopted and published. All in favor? the mover, seconder, Councillor Kirky. We accept the resignation of Leanne McKenzie from the Nipissing Township and Nipissing Recreation Committee. All in favor? And you need a mover and a seconder. People, Councillor. That we appoint Cassie Mulder to the Township and Nipissing Recreation Committee. All in favor? Okay. I need a mover and a seconder. Kirky. That we approve in principle the application received for use over unopened municipal road allowance at concession 2, lot 29, Bird by Rowan Thompson, owner of 5009117 Ontario Incorporated, registered property owner. The purpose of the application is to provide access to property located at parcel 9384 section NS concession 2 LT 29 Bird over the township owned unopened road allowance between concession 2 and 3 at lot 29. This application is subject to the following conditions. Approval be granted by the Ministry of Transportation for use of the Crown property located between 522 Highway 522 through concession 3, lot 29, and that this approval be provided in writing to the Township of Nipissing. All procedures are completed as provided by bylaw number 2021-57 for use of an unopened road allowance. All in favor? Carried.
There's a capital for. So this is, we spoke about the request for reconsideration of the capital forecast that was passed previously by resolution 2024-273 to make adjustments for the culvert repairs and to move the public works vehicle and office vehicle down a year. Are there any other comments before we move on?
I have one on the dry hydrants. I'd like to see us do one this year for the Alsace Monroe Park and see how it works, because I've not heard a lot of good things about it. Locally, right down to Oro Medonte.
So are people putting it in writing that they're not happy with them? Is that what they're doing? Like, what are they, like, what
They have
are they saying?
problems with suction, so when they go to hook them up, they can't get them to draw. Some of them are polluted in the bottom from overrun. Some townships just quit using them.
I'm
And this
surprised.
is locally, and that's right down to there, so.
Okay. Maybe we can put our contacts together and. Cause that's not what I'm hearing and understanding, so it'd be kind of neat to put both together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking where places are hard to get at, when the roads crews work in addition, if they could get, like, just fix your spots up to land the pumps, and that's what I was told, lots of times they get there, they can't get suction, they're putting intakes and pumps out anyway, so I don't know. But that's up for discussion.
I'm just thinking that maybe if we just moved it off until we had some time to look into the dry hydrants working, just get some more info on what do you think? Just so I don't-
Yeah, I'll follow the direction from council, for sure.
I just think we need more information, like facts, like actual, where they're willing to put it
Well, this
in
was right
writing,
from
in writing, right? Like,
people in
yeah,
Public Works that told me that, like I say, right down to Aurelia that I've talked to people. So,
Yeah, I'm getting comments from fire chiefs and people that install them, so it's great that we could put both resources together. And
yeah,
find out for
Yeah.
sure, that'd be great if we could sit down and do that.
At least,
budget changes again.
Well, no, I just. We'll have to defer the capital budget changes. And then that puts off the budget.
I would be okay to work with the mayor on this, try one for this year,
Okay.
and the mayor and I could sit down and
Yeah.
compile our resources together.
Yeah.
For the next few, because the plan is to install quite a few over the years, so we wanna make sure we get it right.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some insight from other departments that they're misinformed about, or our resources are misinformed about.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a communication breakdown, and I'm sure we can resolve that between the two of us.
It might be a great opportunity without everybody going away to the fire conference. It's a good chance to have some conversations there. Am I wrong?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we'll have some manufacturers there and.
yeah,
We'll have everybody there, right?
yeah,
So may I recommend then that we leave in the Alsasset Hemlock Road? And we move the Black Creek Road North and the Pilgers Road, we just move them all down.
Mhm.
It's not, that's what you wanna do, chief, is that what you were thinking?
That's a possibility, yeah.
And then that would save approximately what, 25,000?
Yeah,
Just for the
Little less,
rounding of the cap, yeah. I can move that over, so.
and then you have a water source, if they're gonna work close to the ski hill, like you're only 2 clicks. The Alsace Monroe Park for ski.
well,
hill.
it's down a little bit, but yeah,
Yes, by Bush's Mill,
down that way, yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so by the time you had your trucks in motion and your pool set up there, you probably keep up real well, like with,
It's doable. We
Yeah.
can make
Yeah.
it work better than what we have right now.
yeah.
For sure.
Okay, yeah,
So that would take the estimate to 10,500. And we would scratch the other two. Now, at the bottom of the page where we have the dry hydrants listed, it does say dry hydrant locations are to be evaluated each year based on need. So we can move those around, keeping them in the list as something we want, but just moving them around.
And it still follows the same capital forecast.
Well, we're changing the capital forecast That's why I'm explaining what we're changing, but yes. If everybody's okay with that, we have this resolution. And we can make those changes.
Need a mover and a seconder, Councillor Kirky. Seconder. Whereas amendments were made to previous approved capital budget and asset management forecast 2025 to 2035 approved by our 2024-217. Now therefore, council approves the amendments to the forecast and accepts the changes as presented. All in favor?
I didn't have any other comment. I haven't received any other comments or changes for the budget, so there have been no changes other than what was just discussed. So that will have an impact. As presented at the last meeting, with a levy increase of 5.53% with a rate increase of 4.69. We removed 25,000 from that. Bring that tax rate to 4.07. It's still some other numbers too. Other than that, were there any other changes that anybody? We will be bringing it forward for public discussion and public comment at the next council meeting. And following public input, if there are no changes to be made, it would be anticipated that council would then pass the budget. Is that fair to assume? I still haven't received anything from Slauson in writing, asking us for the studies on the Hummel Bridge. It is still in our budget under the, we've taken it from reserves. So it's still in their budget. I'll look at a request in there.
Just as a resolution of their council.
Yeah.
Carry.
That's that. So that was that one. Yeah. And next.
So I need a mover and a seconder.
Keep going, it's okay. I'll come back to it. The budget change. And I just didn't know if you wanted to change anything on the appreciation.
I thought, yeah, we still have to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So can we do this, or do we have to go to this first?
You can move and second this, but we won't read it out.
Okay.
And then it's part of the budget discussion really, so that was where I meant it.
Second by Councillor Joe Pickle.
And Kristen had prepared a great report on all the options for council to consider.
Everybody read it over?
Well done.
is ever well done. So discussion.
Me personally, just go straight with the gifts. No dinners, no anything else, just go with that. Is my input. And then, but either future councils or next year's budget, we have to discuss this and see what we want to set as moving forward.
So we put 2,500 a year into reserves, right? That's what
Every
we're
year.
gonna do moving forward?
Yeah.
As we discussed, right?
So that's mean in 4 years' time, or do they want, maybe we can up the frequency on the gifts instead of once every 4 years, once every 2. Whatever we want to discuss. That's how I would prefer, but I'm only one vote, so.
As much as I like the idea of everybody getting together and being appreciated, I think in these times, I think you're probably spot on with gifts is a good idea. Maybe in our beautiful newsletter, we do a thank you with a list of names and something so that everybody is aware of who's volunteering their time.
And I think we need to say thank you to our volunteers, no questions asked. And I said it before, I think we need to say thank you to them, no questions asked, and we need to, because otherwise we lose them. And we're struggling enough already to get volunteers. We are struggling huge. There's people and many at this table that come to every event and put in hours and hours and hours. If we don't say thank you, we lose it. Does that mean it? Here's where I struggle. People that give the most and help the most, whether it's with soccer or the small events, they don't get invited to the dinners. They're getting a gift. So the people that are putting the time, a lot of the ton of time in, aren't getting invited to the dinner anyway. Like the kids, like those soccer, the soccer moms and the people that are coaching and that are getting the invitation anyway, right? So are we really saying thank you with a dinner to the people that, and this is over weeks of thought, so to the people that are actually keeping us moving with a dinner? And that's the question we need to ask ourselves.
So if we went with the gifts, everybody gets a gift. All the volunteers get a gift, and then there's no separation between.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too, so.
That's where I come across, and I know it's not a popular belief, so I'm just gonna put it out there. I know it's not popular, but that's where I think this, where like a barbecue or a thank you once a year says thank you. We appreciate you, thank you. You know what I mean? Where everybody's invited, and anybody that took part is invited, that we say thank you and we appreciate everything you do. And when we've got the extra cups that are budgeted within here, then we can hand them and say thank you. Right? Like, that's what we need to decide as a council. Are we hitting the people that are keeping us moving with the dinner? Yes or no?
No. Not in my eyes anyways.
Right? So I think that's the crux of this whole thing. The people that are keeping us moving and keep these events going, Easter, Canada Day, soccer, all those, none of those, other than the gift, they're not getting dinner.
And as council goes forward, and as we discuss this later on, you can either up or raise, or I'm sure staff have access to other things that we could do in the future for all the volunteers. It shouldn't have to be a one-time, once every 4 year kind of thing. Maybe it could be every 2 years, or if we buy X number of things, then you'll have enough to go throughout the year or end of their season or whatever, to have something to say, we appreciate the time you put in to do this.
I agree with you, James. I think it's a conversation to be had at the beginning of council term. How does this council coming in want to appreciate the people that keep us moving?
Certainly.
I think, and not, instead of hitting it at like year
Halfway through, or
2.5 or
Yeah.
almost 3, right? Like, I think that's the conversation that needs to be had. How, what do we want to do for the people that help us? And thank you to our volunteers. At the beginning of council term, not halfway through.
That's it. We'll have to figure this one out for this term or this time, and then we'll have to have another discussion. What we want to proceed in the future.
I think we can do some really nice things for the
Yeah,
kids. I
there's
think we can.
I think there's some really smart people in the office and they have access to different things that could actually be nice for everybody.
So we're looking at dinner and we're looking at, what is it, $4,000 for dinner almost? It's a lot of money.
it is,
It's a lot of money for dinner.
Yeah.
And we're not hitting the people that,
There's some getting left out and I don't. I feel they put in time too, right?
and we have a lot of people that do put in a lot of time, a lot of the staff that put in a lot of time.
You know, I just
That
don't,
keep
I
us
look at the
moving.
little group that just does the bottle drives. At minimum 4 hours a month, minimum.
Mhm.
And there's 6 or 7 of us sometimes counting it. And I've gone and done it twice in a month. So you're looking sometimes 10 hours a month, just counting, sorting, cleaning.
And there's a lot of volunteers that don't need or want to be Starlight. They, volunteering is for yourself. And we do appreciate them, and a lot of people just get a lot of joy of giving back to this community, so is this necessary? It's wonderful, and I know you really want to do it.
I enjoy when you look at the cup and it says Nipissing Township, it means pride here.
Yeah.
For something that means something to us to give to you,
Mhm.
that you can sit down and say, I got this by doing this, or I earned this by doing this. This is what our township
It's
thinks.
funny you say that, right? Because in appreciation in my other side of my life, it's cups, and it's kind of nice when you get that box of candy or that cup in the mail that says thank you.
In previous years, we've given out mugs, township
Yeah.
mixing mugs.
And people scramble for that. Well, how come I didn't get my cup? Where's my candy? It's kind of-
So are we suggesting option 3?
Half the budget and leave it at 5,000 instead of 10.
we do that. That's what we need to, I think, in the times we're in, it's the smart decision to make.
That will be amended for the next budget.
and you're right, start right with the new council. That's one of its first things that starts planning.
Yeah, how do you want to recognize the
Yeah.
people that give back to us all the time?
Thank you.
And that falls within the strategic plan. Now, we'll move on to the next item.
I don't disagree. No, I don't
Okay.
disagree. Trust me, I don't disagree. It's just something we've done every year, right?
But we've done it every 4 years.
Every 4 years, so every
And we
council
do it
term.
in the 3rd year of the council term.
Yeah.
To avoid any appearance of.
Yeah.
Campaign.
So I don't I'm not saying I disagree, because I don't. Just wanna,
But it got
Say
off
thank you.
track during COVID because we couldn't do the dinner. And we did the door-to-door gift delivery by council. So it's just- But there's never been a set policy or procedure for it. So have the conversation.
beautiful.
Okay, I'll read this, that we pass bylaw number 2025-11 being a bylaw to appoint an area weed inspector for the corporation, the township of Nipissing. Read this first, second, and third time and passed on this 18th day of March 2025. All in favor? Item 1, Northern Highway Safety Plan. Have all new drivers tested by MTO certified inspectors, not third-party private companies. So has everybody read this? Discussion.
Full agreement with it.
Disagree on this.
No,
It's hard to disagree on this, what we were talking earlier. Highway 11, Highway 17. Close a lot during the winter. We don't want.
Yeah.
It's painfully obvious, and waiting in here, there's over 100 private driver training centers that are cleared for testing as well. And anybody who's opened Facebook, they advertise guaranteed you raise ed. You know, for $6,000, you come to this country, you get a guaranteed AZ. That's wrong.
Even C level, D level, that
Yeah,
we're having
even-
all kinds of problems with, local testing centers.
Yeah.
We've had to send in some complaints and stuff, so.
Just farming it out and subcontracting, we losing control of our own.
well, I think
I
we
was-
should sponsor this.
Coleman Township has an excellent resolution.
Yeah.
It words it very well, so if council would like to control this and support this on the next.
Yeah.
Agenda.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we dealt with Homer as well. City of Toronto adopt item MM 26-7 as amended by Local by Canadian campaign, which we're doing anyway. I think all of us privately and our township is looking at the same, so. Yeah, so anyway, it's just. Boston Maple Syrup Festival asking for consideration and sponsorship for providing financial contribution to the festival as a whole.
Previous years, we've given $100.
Is that what we're suggesting this year too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That'll be
That
a
goes to help our local businesses.
That'll be a resolution on the next agenda as well.
Boston Agriculture Society requesting support in the upcoming 2025 fall fair, which we've always
$100 is
$100.
Yeah.
next agenda.
Yeah. Boston District Union Library Board meeting minutes held on January 20th, 2025, which Steve has already did his report. North Bay Perry Sound District Health Unit Board meeting minutes held January 22nd, 2025, which we already had from Councillor Foot. Or no, sorry. That's just an information one ahead. And my thumb on the wrong page. Perry Sound EMS Advisory Committee meeting minutes held February 27th, 2025, which Councillor Foot gave us our update. Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee minutes held March 3rd, 2025, which we had done at our last meeting. And Township of Nipissing Museum Board meeting minutes held March 5th, 2025, which Councillor Turkey gave us tonight. So I need a mover, seconder. That we receive the correspondence as presented. Okay. I need a mover and a seconder. What? Councillor Chilton goes second. everybody read their accounts?
Yes.
Questions? Good. The statement of accounts dated March 1st, 5th, 7th, and 18th, 2025, totaling $201,736.67 be approved. All in favor?
Next one will be higher. Yes. We have school boards and we have certain levy payments that are due.
Yeah, and then remittances will be on there. This one had a little bit high because we got the first OPP for January was on there. And then we had some catch up with some shared services with calendar on there. So we had like 3 months to catch up. So now it'll just be on a monthly basis. So I did note that in the comments for council to see that on there.
Okay, so we're gonna go to a closed session. I need a mover and a seconder.
7:12 p.m.
This part of our meeting will be closed to the public as authorized by section 239(2)(e) of the Municipal Act 2001 C-25 for consideration of the following subject matter, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality. Council to receive an update on ongoing legal matter and provide direction. All in favor?
We'll start recording.